In this video, I'm going to get into why I started a YouTube channel and what I've learned in the past couple weeks. Hey guys, it's Co-Trainer, and I wanted to get into a little bit of why I started a channel, and it was simply to try to start a Pokemon business. And right now I've been talking a lot about Pokemon and what sets have been released and kind of a little bit of market stuff, updates, and no investing or whatever. But I've been slowly trying to learn more about the Pokemon business, and I have already learned a ton about the Pokemon market, what's been going on right now, and more about YouTube. And that's most importantly what this video is about, and what I've learned on YouTube, and trying to grow a channel and trying to get views, and even understanding how to handle comments, and encouraging comments, and constructive criticism in comments. And I hope that when you get those comments that you understand that those people are being honest, and there's not a lot of people out there who are willing to be honest with you about how bad your content is. And that's what's kind of surprised me the most about doing this is that I'm able to get up and honestly keep doing it, and being able to edit the videos, trying to do it quickly, and going from trying to create thumbnails and CapCut and it kind of being a mess really, to creating thumbnails and Canva and it being a breeze once you create one, and just copying and pasting, so much easier. And they give you the dimensions for a thumbnail in Canva. Wonderful app, and I'm so glad early on I decided to just take the plunge and try to learn Canva. And most of the stuff that I learn, it's on YouTube or on the internet somewhere. So I promise you, if I can learn it, you can too. And any kind of question you have, you can just ask any AI engine, or get on YouTube and search something in general to what you're looking for. You can figure it out. And so, kind of what I've learned early on in YouTube is how much the titles, the thumbnails, and an early pitch in the video matters, keeping the viewer retention. YouTube does reward the clicks that you get on a video, and while you need watch time hours, and that is huge for improving your channel, in these long form videos that I create, I don't necessarily get the highest retention to my videos. It's actually very poor. I'm gonna say right now, I think on my last video at least, I think it was 2 to 3 minutes. So like nobody is watching anything after that. They're missing, over 90% or 95% of the content that I've made. And so creating YouTube shorts by just hitting the remix button on the video that you create, and creating a 15 to 60 second YouTube short and putting in the captions is wonderful. And YouTube allows you to have auto captions, and you can go in and edit them. And that is one way to get more views on your videos, and to give people a little bit of insight of what content is in that 15 to 30 minute video, that they might actually be interested and stick around a little bit longer if they viewed that short. And right now I'm not posting enough yet on YouTube, or I don't have enough viewers. I haven't been on YouTube long enough to really get those shorts to link to the full video, and I've looked into trying to do that. And for whatever reason, it asks you to put your driver's license in there. I try to go to camera, and I just can't get the camera to open in Google. I don't really know what it's meaning by that, if I have to download like Google Chrome and give access to the camera, because I don't have Google Chrome like on my phone. I mean, I'm sure I could do that much faster than I am, but there's also the option to just let you do that when your channel starts growing a little bit more, and it'll open up that option for you. So you can wait till that happens, and then you can link those shorts to your long form content videos, and people can watch that and then go straight to your longer form video. And you know, as I mentioned before, the pitch in the first 15 seconds of the video is so important. You know, don't go through the video and say, hey guys, welcome, it's Co-Trainer, and I'm happy you're here. Please like and subscribe to this video. If you're a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a return viewer, thanks for coming back. Like, you've lost everybody. Everyone's gone. And if you can come out in the first 15 seconds of the video and say, maybe even shorter, but at least try to do 15 seconds, because I'm a slow talker. I don't talk very fast. I even listen to myself at 1.5x whenever I listen to everybody at 1.5x actually when I'm listening to like this kind of content. But I might even suggest that you guys do that. Maybe it's easier to listen to me doing that. But whenever you're viewing that content, you need to get that hook out there, and the first words that should start coming out of your mouth is something in the thumbnail or in the video title, so they know that they're in the right place when they're watching this video. And I'm still kind of bad at this. I've been working on it, doing my best to kind of hit the high points on what this video is really going to be about, and making sure that I'm staying true to that as well, because if they feel like they're in the right place because you said it in the first 15 seconds of the video, but then you don't talk about that until the end of the video, they felt like they just wasted their time and they didn't get any value out of it. And it's kind of hard to get value out of the content that I've created so far, and who knows, you might have, but I feel like the content that I've created so far hasn't really been something that like I had prior knowledge that I'm trying to share on YouTube. I'm trying to make this YouTube channel more of like, I am learning, and I wanted to show you how I learn and how long it takes me to learn. It's taken me a while, of course, but also getting into just the process, what I'm doing to start the business. And on, I don't know, for whatever reason, Mondays, I feel like it's a good time to kind of talk more about the business. And I can't wait to get into finally getting Google Workspace and my domain through GoDaddy to finally combine. And now I finally have a work email associated with Co-Trainer, cole@cotrainer.com. And honestly, just seeing something like that makes me proud of what I've created so far. And we don't have a website, we don't have product, we don't even have regular viewers on the YouTube channel. And just the growth and where I can see this going is very, very exciting. And I just wanted to kind of put that out there. We'll talk a bit more about that whenever I make another video on Monday. Kind of want to stick to YouTube for this video. So as I mentioned, the title and the intro need to match pretty well, because no one's going to think that they're in the right place if the title doesn't match the intro. And long intros are not the way to go, because you've lost everybody and they don't feel like they're in the right place to receive the content that you said you were going to be giving them. And how I think I've become a better creator is kind of by simply just making the thumbnails a bit better, because thumbnails and title are the pitch to try to get clicks. And if I'm not getting clicks, I'm not getting views. And starting in Canva has been absolutely amazing. Do that. Use Canva. Canva is free to do everything that I'm doing. If there's anything that I haven't said that isn't really on the internet, I don't know. I haven't even looked it up. I just thought of it whenever I would create thumbnails, and a lot of people are going to struggle because they can't remove the background to a video without doing the eraser manually or paying for Canva Pro. And I'm here to tell you, you know what works is creating a sticker on your iPhone. I have the iPhone 15 Pro, I believe, and you could do this with phones before this one, but that's just what I have currently. And whenever you have a picture, you can just hold the item, logo, person. You can just hold down on that and it will highlight or an outline you and ask you if you want to create a sticker. And what you can do is you can hit the share button and then just save image, and boom, there's your sticker, no background. And whenever you put that in Canva, it's just you, there's no background to it. And that's been extremely awesome to use a free feature on every person's iPhone to not have to pay and remove the background. That's been one big, I'd say, content creation tip that I have is using stickers in your photos on an iPhone. I don't know about Android. I don't know about any of those. I just know what I can do on my iPhone, and that works. Not the best, of course. If you paid for it and remove background, it would be better. Some of the stuff is kind of grainy, but I feel like that's because whenever I try to create an image of me in the thumbnail, I'm taking a picture of a video, I'm taking a screenshot of a video, and it's sometimes kind of ridgy a little bit. And honestly, whenever you put the white background, white outline around yourself, if you do that, it kind of takes care of that, like all the ridges and stuff like that might not make it look good. But anyway, that's been absolutely wonderful. And it's also not hard to find out what your favorite content creators are using for their like thumbnail fonts either. I mean, I watch some guys and they use, I've only used it on a couple thumbnails. I'll use it on this one because I do like it and that's what everybody else is using, so I'll keep using it. But it's easy to just look up fonts, and Canva has every font that you could possibly ever think of, and you can create a good looking thumbnail that looks almost exactly like your fellow content creators, and it looks good. The only thing that I haven't done well with is creating the Pokemon logo using the sticker, and I think I would have to use the background remover on that. Like, you can still see the white in the E, and I'm trying to think of another place where you can still see a little white from the background that I pulled from an image on the internet to get the Pokemon logo. But I use the sticker option on an iPhone to create the Pokemon logo that I have in my thumbnails, and I mean, it works great. It did a really good job. So use that. It's a key to success, in my opinion, on thumbnails and trying to do this for free. So, you know, I haven't learned too much about, you know, how to not overcrowd a thumbnail and the high contrast from colors, and, you know, where to put my face exactly and text and all that other kind of stuff. But I do know that do not put anything in the bottom right corner of your thumbnails, because that's where the time is put for the length of your video, and it will cover up anything. So if there's anything you should put in there. I mean, just put yourself down there, and then it just kind of goes across your stomach, and then it doesn't really affect anything visually in the thumbnail whenever somebody scrolling through YouTube and tries to find it. So, you know, that's kind of about all I got for thumbnails right now. I'm sure I'll think of a whole lot more later down the road when I learn a whole lot more about thumbnails. I still know very, very little, and you can kind of tell by the very little views I get. Using CapCut has been an experience, somewhat frustrating a lot of times. There are videos out there that do help, but one thing that is an absolute pain is every time I create a video and I use my iPad screen to kind of walk through some market stuff, if I'm going to have that image pulled up, that is was a big headache, starting to get better just because I'm doing it more. You guys, like, if I gave up after I really struggled on the first video, then I wouldn't have made another piece of content, because it is so important for me to learn how to screen record and to put that in the video and have my ugly mug sitting somewhere in the bottom right hand corner of that screen recording. And it's such a important thing to learn in the YouTube space. Like, obviously I'm not gonna have the best lighting. I got that new lamp thing, I don't know how it's working. You know, I don't have people in there saying, oh, I watched your video because the lighting was better. I don't know. But people would watch a video because there was a screen recording and somebody who was talking about the market is showing the market. They're not just talking about it and then people have to check, oh, were they being right or whatever. It's like, no, it was right there in the video. And people like that transparency and seeing how you value the market. And want to know what you're looking at. And that was extremely important. I knew it was going to be important to learn that early on, and so I can be better at it in the future. And that's essentially what I'm doing whenever I learn something, is I know I will get better, and I already have gotten better. I mean, editing videos whenever they're just going to be like this, just me talking, is just so easy. You know, I cut a couple times, I'll clap in front of the video whenever I know that I need to cut that bit, so whenever I'm kind of scrolling through on CapCut, you know, I don't have the audio pulled up, so I don't see like some like rise in volume or whatever, but I can see myself moving, and if I see myself do that in front of the camera, I'll know to cut that out, and I'll start editing from there. And I mean, it's just like kind of the beginning, touching up stuff in the beginning, like whenever I turn the camera on and work to sit down, you know, and then also whenever I get up and leave, you know, it's just kind of the beginning and the end. And you know, I that's been extremely easy to figure out. And I'm just sitting there on my phone whenever I got a couple minutes. I just sit there trying to make the quick changes. And I mean, the hardest part is whenever I have the screen recording, and you know, whenever you have to try to figure out exactly when you started the screen recording on the iPad and when it was in the video, and I try to voice that and edit that out. But you know, whenever you try to edit something in the middle of your video and you have a screen recording, then all of a sudden the screen recording starts to become longer than the video itself. And so you have to make sure that whenever you go to edit something in the video, you also edit it in the screen recording. And they kind of overlay. I probably should go into a little bit on CapCut and how to use it, but like whenever you overlay video, so I'll typically have myself as the first downloaded video, and then it kind of scared me. A bag fell over on the kitchen table. Whenever you import the first video, which is typically me talking because that's how the video starts, so I know that that's what I need to be the like current background, and then I'll overlay the screen recording that I had sent over to my phone, And that normally takes a little bit to kind of download, and that's frustrating. So in the beginning, whenever I was making videos and I would mess something up so bad, I was like, okay, I need to restart. Like, I would import the video and then I'd have to put in the overlay, and that would take a while. It was frustrating at first. I'm gonna be straight up with you, but in the beginning, I needed to learn that. And so anyway, you got to make sure that whenever you're cutting the video itself, that you're also cutting the screen recording. And then also, I got fat fingers and trying to drag it back over. You have to like drag the video back over to the basically, like whenever you make a cut, it leaves that space in there, that cut that you made, you know, the 15 seconds or whatever it was. And so you have to drag that over to the end of where you first started the cut, and then drag over the screen recording, and make sure that they line up perfectly too, because then you could have the video audio itself kind of overlay if you accidentally put them over each other, and it can kind of get a little daunting. But I promise you, and I'm going to say this so many times on this channel, that it's probably going to be frustrating for many of you, because you're going to be like, how could I ever start this? If I can do it, 99% of you can do it, and I can promise you that with 100% confidence. You just can't give up, and I'm bad at that. I get into something and I stay for whatever reason. Same thing happened in engineering, man. I sucked in school. I didn't make the best grades at all. And here we are. We got the degree, and we're about to get the license, but we suck at tests. So that's taking some time too. Anyway, that's about all I've got. Looking here at my notes, I've kind of talked about all of this, learning from the audience and how they can give you constructive criticism, and you should invite that into your channel so it can grow. Because if you just have a bunch of people feeding you, this was awesome, thank you, yeah, it'll make you feel good, but then you don't feel like there's any improvement that needs to be made, and you could get stagnant. So that's about all I've got for some tips. Hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe. If you watched earlier in my videos, I couldn't even say like and subscribe, just like I messed up right there. So anyway, we'll talk to you later.